everyone, welcome to another episode from Pro Engineering. FMS sent me this. I don't have a crawler, so I'm a little bit interested in seeing what this little guy is like. Now, it is based on the FCX24, which is a fantastic chassis. I love that. But this doesn't have the big bodies and the overhang and the extra weight up top, as well as it appears to have different tires. I have never seen FMS cars with this particular pattern before, so I'm curious how it's going to perform. Okay, so it comes in 3 varieties, it seems. Flipping it over, all the basic dimensions. And again, this is the FCX24 and not the 18. 2-speed transmission with the portal axle, which is fantastic. Metal gear servo, I think a lot of them have that as well, with the 4-link suspension. Let's open this guy up and see what we're working with here. Well, it looks a lot smaller because I'm not used to not having the body on it. Wow, it's got a couple drivers in there. Cool. This, oh wait. Oh, these shocks are different than the other ones on the FCX24. Hang on a second, I've got one right here. Oh no, these are the same shocks. I'm wondering if these have come pre-filled. Here is the remote. Got your little quality control there. Okay, what are all these little sticker thingies here? This is for the, I feel like this is where the battery is gonna go back here. So first things first, tires. I'm not all that familiar with crawlers, but I feel like these tires are a bit on the hard side for a rock crawler. They could be a little bit squishier. There is no foam. Power switch is back here. The battery seems like it's gonna go in here. Why can't I get this open? There it goes. Oh, the battery is hanging out in there. Oh, it's like a cap, it's not a door. Battery access is quite good. If the body is to be removed, how does one do that? So it appears like we would unscrew it from these 2 screws. No, that's gonna take off the links. How does the body come off? I don't think it does. I think that the way to access components internally is going to be probably best to take these panels off here. If you want to pull the entire body off, it's going to be a little bit more involved, as it is these 2 mounts there, which will bring the shock mounts at the rear and the front. So it's a little more involved if you want to take this apart. But at the same time, that also means that the cage and the frame actually is a frame. So that's pretty cool. So crawlers, okay, in terms of articulation, we're looking at I think it's pretty decent here. A lot of ground clearance. These FCX chassis always have a lot of ground clearance. The body's cosmetics are very, very shiny. Quite nice. So this again is the Lemur remote. These are really rock solid little remotes. I love these FMS remotes quite a lot. They are inexpensive. They've got quite a bit of functionality, and yet they really don't feel cheap. They feel quite respectable. Very, very nice. We do have a lithium polymer battery over here. This is your standard 350 milliamp, which will get an insane runtime. I would like to see the vehicle operating, since I think we've got lights on top. The radio takes 4 AAA batteries, which are mounted back in here. It's a nice little setup. The battery here, we have charged it. I'll leave the door off for a moment. Let's turn the radio on. Well, this radio goes on first. Power switch, which is nicely accessible. Okay. So that is going to be in 2nd gear. This is a 3-position switch. So putting it in the center position, it just kind of revs. And that is your 1st gear, which is very, very capable, very powerful. Okay. All right. And then back here, let's see what we have. This is the bind, throttle, and steering reverse right there. Steering trim and dual rate and throttle. This is one of the lower end remotes. How does one turn the lights on? We do have a very thorough instruction manual. And when I say instructions, if you actually go to the kind of toward the rear, I've seen some RTRs that give you no information whatsoever, but typically on these, they will give you a full exploded view with part numbers. And this is fantastic because should something break, well, this is how you put it together. These are the part numbers, and you're able to locate these through FMS or a number of other retailers. This here, hang on a second, is showing oil shock absorber assembly. Where are the O-rings? The O-rings are usually in there, but I'm not seeing them here. That's weird. Just as I start to talk about the manual, it does say oil shock. Oh, and by the way, here you can see, yes, the main access to the chassis would be to remove the entire top of the cage, or top of the chassis, I should say. Quite a bit of detail holding this light bar down. Look at this. Holy cow, I haven't seen this much detail on 1/10 scale things. Look, little metal bracket. Holy crap, that's crazy. I can zoom in. Little metal bracket, tiny little screws. The little bracket holds this little light. Oh, look at that. Holy cow, it moves. Look at that. Look at that. And then it's not like just a bare LED bar. It has a piece of Lexan. Now, they did not have to do that. That is just an insane bit of scale realism that I probably wouldn't even have noticed if it would just been one little molded part with no lens. I wouldn't have thought twice about it. That's crazy. The little drivers, a little bit of detail, and they could look really good. Looks like at the front you could fit another couple of LEDs if you wanted to, a little couple of 3mm LEDs. I was wondering why this remote didn't have the drag brake functionality that some of the higher end ones had, but it does. So check this out here. Under normal power on, quickly press the reverse button twice within 1 second to enter the mode. The green light will flash. Check that out. That is very cool. One can only hope one remembers. What's a little bit annoying about this functionality here is that there's no easy way to access it. You'd like have to have this or do it so often that you remember. What LDRC has done, so here's the LDRC remote, and you can see that there's quite a delta here between cosmetics, but what they've done, if you flip it to the rear, they show you exactly what all the different functions do. And I feel like that would have been a nice addition on the back of this, just a little sticker that tells you what's going on. To turn the light on, you press bind. It doesn't seem all that bright. Yeah, it's not, I guess it's bright enough. I wouldn't say that it's anything spectacular. It definitely, in the case of scale realism, they have gone more with scale. I think it's doable. It's not like it's bad or anything. And I simply appreciate the fact that they've gone to this level of detail. Going over a little bit more on this vehicle, we can see that the servo is mounted to the front axle, which is fantastic. Taking off the shocks, I'm going to take a look at these real quick, just because I am curious if we have oil in them. And I'm curious if we have O-rings in them, because I don't see them in the package. Let me get these off now. This is a bit on the stiff side. These are beadlock. Okay. So just kind of bend down and pop right off. Grab the body and just turn. Yep. And there's definitely oil in this. So what we're seeing here is the Lemur has oil-filled shocks out of the box, whereas the Smasher and a few of the other FCX vehicles, you had to actually assemble the O-rings and add the oil. So again, this you just kind of want to pliers very carefully. After the run video of this, we'll go ahead and go over my thoughts, and then we're going to see a special video from MakeItRC on their custom build and what you can do with one of these Lemurs.
Yeah, like that's a huge investment. You know what I mean? Like, if I had obligated people that were willing to pay that much, of course I would, do it. So anyway, we're installing on the weekend, so there should be fine with changing seats. So I'm not sure if they work great if you mix them, but he's like an aquarium. Now, so like he does on the side. No, everybody's out. Yeah, nice to see you out here. Yeah. So I think it might have been one where I've been watching you. Yeah, I got two slow. Then you got to go into
yeah, a lot of my
so yeah, that was the key to it. I don't know. I mean, to me, it works. works. I mean, I had like what, 2 failures this year out of 100 sold. You know what I mean? I feel like it's working.
74mm one.
Oh really?
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, they're the cutting.
It comes out, it comes in a coil, right? So I'm actually uncoiling most of them. We start out by uncoiling, getting it almost flat, but naturally it wants to go back to its curved position. So you just use that as to get the shape. But this material is so soft.
Rip.
You need that back area.
And every now and then,
So all the structure is done on the hard mount.
it looks like the axle pitch movement, the rims spinning.
Double layers of coil, and then I get the back area.
Try and hit it at an angle, maybe. Okay. Okay. Let's just get over that. Try and back it. Yeah. Try and hit it this way. So the tires just have no bite.
I can't find a good angle. Try another angle. Can I try from here?
Yeah, here. Over here.
I don't see a manageable angle for this.
And it's possible this is too much of this truck, but
You don't think maybe this is the wrong scale for it?
I think it's the right scale. I'll tell you why, because almost all of my trail trucks could climb this. Okay, try it. Put it right there.
Is that good?
Huh? We want to find out. Okay, try that. That's probably too steep.
Can't find an angle.
All right, my thoughts. Well, I'm going to start with the positives. Like typical FMS vehicles, this is extremely well put together. The fit and finish is excellent. The electronics are excellent. The build quality seems great. I ran through about 4 battery packs in this at NorCal Hobbies. I took it to the office, and then I took it on a outdoor trail drive at Mount Diablo. I'm a huge fan of the details. Even though this whole kind of rock crawler genre isn't my thing, I still think that the actual details on this are outstanding. the Lexan body panels, all the details for the drivers, the little light thing, the cage, the fact that this is a genuine cage and not some fake thing attached to another chassis or body, I really, really like that. But to the elephant in the room, I could not get this thing to listen to me. I mean, it would not climb like you would expect a crawler to climb. Let me be abundantly clear that perhaps it was a significant amount of my fault, as well as my buddy UnderEngineered's fault. Perhaps we're just not very good at this, and it's highly likely that in the hands of a capable person with experience, it would have done a bit better. I can't imagine it would be that much better. There's just the body's really high up. It's kind of squatty in this direction here. The wheelbase is kind of short, and these tires just don't grip on anything. And that brings us to the "Do you want one?" section of this video. And this is very difficult for me because with FMS, it has been just home run after slam dunk. I've never had any issues with any of their vehicles. I've run the heck out of a lot of their cars. My kids just hammer on those smashers and they just come back for more. But when it comes to this one, it's going to be very difficult for me to foresee a particular person that would specifically want to get one of these over its competitors. Now, again, I'm not too familiar with what else is out there in this genre, in this type of RC car. So what I have seen is a lot of vehicles that I don't find particularly attractive visually, and maybe this vehicle has a jump on the competition right there. With that said, a lot can be done to that, and I'd like to hand it over right now to Luke at MakeItRC and see what he did to his Lemur.
Hey everyone, this is Luke from MakeItRC. If you're interested in transforming your Lemur from bad to rad, you might get some inspiration from a video I recently posted where with just a few simple parts, I was able to drastically increase the performance and appearance of this FCX24 Lemur. The recipe for success was simple: add weight down low and up front, increase the wheelbase, and add some much grippier tires. While still no comp rig, it's a lot better than stock, both in appearance and performance. And I didn't need to break the bank to do it. The Lemur may not be perfect, but it does have potential.
Oh my god, my videos are terrible. Oh man. Oh, anyway, sorry, I got distracted. That was fantastic. I mean, the fact, I love the whole painted cage. It almost didn't look like the same vehicle. So there is a monumental amount of potential for this vehicle out there. The thing is, companies like FMS have taken people's input and bettered their future products. So I would say that we are probably going to see a Lemur 2 or a Meerkat. Boy, I hope they name it the Meerkat. That would be sweet. Where we're going to get a lot of revisions, and who knows, perhaps it'll be the greatest crawler out there. Anyway, my friends, I do appreciate you tuning into these videos, and I hope that you found this very informative. I do again want to thank my friend UnderEngineered, that's his Instagram, as well as MakeItRC for helping this video be as informative as possible. Please check out the MakeItRC YouTube and Instagram. There's a link up right now for some outstanding and absolutely unique content. We'll see you next time.